That's what we're working on. This lobbying the different countries like Malaysia and Indonesia to help other countries. They're not the richest countries, but they're not the poorest either. And they have sadaqah and zakat and infaq. We have to talk to them about their people. For instance, if Malaysia and Indonesia just give their zakat, if one gives their zakat, sadaqah to Yemen, and the other one gives their zakat and sadaqah to Palestine, like, for a while, a year, 2 years, that'd be great. There's a lot of people, it's they're not the biggest countries in the world, but they're getting close. 200 million in each one of them, easy. 200 million in Indonesia, easy. It's pretty close to that in Malaysia. And they're not that far back. Could somebody look up the population of Indonesia and Malaysia? And we'll close with that. Okay, so we thank y'all for listening to this, but we in 273. Two?
Malaysia's only
32 million in Malaysia? But if you look at the size, Malaysia is a long 32. That's enough. Now, here's the thing, too. In both of those countries, first thing we do is the Chinese almost control or pretty big in the economy. If you can look up Chinese in Indonesian economy and Chinese and Malaysian economy. They are big, right? So, if the Chinese in both of those countries take and support some of the Muslims, right? From the direction of China. China is telling them, hey, look, y'all can't show off your money. Here's what you do. Give away as much as you can and don't worry because you're going to keep getting money anyway. Because you're dug in. You're Chinaman's dug in by the millions in both of those countries. Right? So now you help the Muslims. You don't help us in China. What we got to do is encourage people to do good deeds. There are specific good deeds that will help each one of those peoples and countries, flourish and reduce tension. Okay? They don't know what to do or they won't even think about it. But we could tell them, hey, sure, here's what you do. We just say to the Chinese embassy, tell your folks over there to do this. Also, I know you're going to lose a lot, but tell your folks to make an announcement that you're relinquishing 80% of the loans. And you're putting a freeze on that, a 5-year freeze. Yeah. or whatever they can do. It don't make no difference. We can't let off 25, 50%. We can't do all of it, man. That's you just you got people you don't owe you that much money. You ain't giving them nothing. That they say, except they be saying in Chinese. But in a war, when you leave certain old things behind, it makes the rest of the war easier. That's our job. Because remember, everybody is looking at it from their own position. What we can do to make our world, to make China strong and bigger. Well, we're going to tell them, you're in a war. You didn't choose a war with boss man. Boss man, you don't run around counting them out. You know what I mean? And you got an economy too. Boss man is tricky. So you're going to use overkill. If you need to be 70% good to beat boss man, you're going to be 95% good. Right? That's what we're telling them. That way. Okay. Some of this stuff is idealistic, but hey, if we didn't have idealism, we wouldn't be where we are now. I'm just going to say it, ain't bragging, but we have sustained ourselves and we've suffered, and not suffered, that's a bad word. We have survived, boss man, without a scratch on us. In other words, we've been beat all upside the head, and we got physical scratches and stuff, but nothing psychological, nothing spiritual, nothing emotional, not one drop. In fact, boss man mess with us so he help purify you, like the shaitan. Yeah, it help purify you, help make you good. That's the only way you're going to beat him is everything you do, you just say, we're going for good. That's why we're qualified to teach all of those people, whether it's Chinese and Indians, right? Whether it's Indians and Pakistanis, right? Whether it's Sunnis and Shias. We got the thing on all. Are there any more questions? Akula Kali Hada, Astaghfirullah liwalakum. Israel and France too. That's not, look, the Germans pay reparations now to the Israelis. And these Germans never did nothing to them. And why should they get reparations when they stole Palestine? They stole a whole country, and they're not from there. They don't have nothing to do with it. It's just ridiculous. Okay. You don't have to worry about Europe. Europe is on the way out anyway. It doesn't make a difference. That don't mean Europe will disappear. But there's another thing that the stronger weak people get, the more they start looking around at, when you're a little kid and the big guy slaps you around, and all of a sudden, he's 6 feet tall and you 6'4". And you look at him, this guy used to bust me up. What do you think? We don't want him to do it, of course. We'll tell him it's not good. What do you think that Asia and Africa is going to do? Even as Africa is coming up, it'll eventually get up. When they look at who did it to them. Yeah. All right then. Are there any more questions or comments? Okay. Alhamdulillah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا إنك جميع الناس ليوم لا ريب فيه إن الله لا يخلف الميعاد. Our Lord, they say, let not our hearts deviate now after thou hast guided us, but grant us mercy from thy own presence, for thou art the granter of bounties without measure. Our Lord, thou art he that will gather all mankind together on a day about which there is no doubt. For Allah never fails in his promise. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم.